Hello, people. Did.
Okay. Hello, people.
This is Doug. Link isn't here right now. I'm going to do this on my own. Matter of fact, this is the first one I'm doing on my own. So, giddy up. What I'd like to talk about is standing up. Okay? You know, all of us have. Giddy up. Sorry about that. All of us have, as men and women, okay, duties and obligations, not only to ourselves, but to each other. Okay? It's come to the time where we know things are wrong. The things that are going on out here don't meet what we've been told or even what we've read about our Constitution and our Republic and the way things are supposed to be. Right? We've been tricked. They've fooled us through semantic deceit. They've created things that sound the same as the original de jure government, and it's actually a corporation. Right? And this can all be researched. But what happens is we fund our own destruction, people. Right? We turn around and we pay these taxes, which are voluntary. All right. And what it happens is they take that money, or it's not even money. They take our sweat equity and they use it against us. Okay. Let's take County of San Luis Obispo, County of Orange, for instance. Okay, if you go look on the Duns and Bradstreet, they're down as a corporation, U.S., not publicly traded. But if you serve them the documents requiring them to produce the documentation that show they're a valid corporation and are subject to the ability to access that credit score lawfully and access the credit which operates as money lawfully, that would be one thing. But they don't have the documentation that shows they're a corporation, and I've got this in black and white, and you can get it too. Okay, this is all right here in front of us. It's all before us. It's something that they try to hide, but they can't really hide it because it's a matter of public record. So what I want to tell you or come to you tonight and talk about is, I mean, for me, I've had enough. All right. I have been studying for a long time. I've researched, and I found out that there's a whole government that's been abandoned. Everybody tries to say, "Oh no, it's not abandoned. It's been abandoned." Okay? The state of California corporation, franchise, Washington D.C., is in admiralty law, which is in the water because our law comes from land, air, and water. It comes out of Genesis. Okay. Chapter 1, 26 through 28, I believe. And then 29 also gives you the right to grow seed bearing plants. All right. They're trying to take all of these God given rights like they have some kind of authority. All right. To tell us what to do. They don't. We created a government, or our forefathers created a government where we're self governing. The government that they created was Republican in form, meaning everybody's rights counted. Our rights come from God, and our rights are law. Nobody can touch those rights because they didn't give them to us. All right. So what's happening now is they're counting on your voluntary compliance to pay them. Okay, your sweat equity, which isn't even really money. It's what they call credit. All right, they've inverted everything. Okay, they've made you a debtor in society where there's only creditors and debtors. Creditors have enforceable rights, debtors have enforceable obligations, and you stepped into that office voluntarily, although it wasn't fully disclosed to you. A lot of things haven't been fully disclosed to you. And most of it's the business aspect or the commercial aspect of everything that you do from the time you get out of bed every morning. All right, they've got you in commerce, and you're marked as basically chattel. Now, there's ways of dealing with this once you understand the game that they're playing on you, because you don't have to play the game. What we've done is I have, as a beneficiary of the original trust, which was the 1849 California Constitution, I have acted under necessity, and I have taken the trustee position in order to be able to open up the republic for you guys, for everybody. I don't want the position of acting governor, but I had to take it because nobody else would. I had to do the research because nobody else did. All right? You guys can talk all you want, and all the trolls out there, I love you guys, man. It just shows me I'm over the target. So it's time, people, especially in California, because I can't really speak a whole lot on other states. I've done the research for California. And it's time for the people of California to stand up and say enough is enough. All right? We've got the breadbasket of the world here, and they've denied the farmers and everybody water. Why? To break us. They don't want us to succeed. All right? They've sold us out. And, you know, it's our own fault. We haven't kept track of what's happening. Okay? Our ancestors are I'd say at least 4 generations have been asleep at the wheel. You know, life has been good. I mean, what do they need, you know? They haven't had to fight for their freedom. They haven't, you know, unless you come from a communist country. The United States has had it good. But we've been set up from the gate. The only thing is our nation states and the United States set up as a republic. We're self-governing. All the political power is in the people. So you have to decide is, are you we the people? Or are you citizens, persons, and residents needing CPR and a fictional entity that's chattel for a corporation that doesn't lawfully exist? As a matter of fact, I believe that the District of Columbia has been dissolved in bankruptcy, and they've created another corporation to stand up in their stead, the White House Office Inc. Okay? How long are we going to keep playing these games, people? How long are we going to allow these people to con us into funding our own destruction? All these billions of dollars that they're sending to Ukraine, who do you think they're stealing that from? They're printing it on our backs. Okay, it's based on our future labor and the labor of our offspring and all of our children and grandchildren's children. We're never going to get out of this so-called debt. And now they're talking about they're going to take everything from us and we're going to like it. They've taken everything from us. Okay? Now they're just going to push that boot harder back on our face. All right? It's time, people. It's time to make a decision as to what you want in your future. It's time for you to make a decision as to what you want to do and how you want to change your life and the lives of those that you care about. Because that's what time it is right now. All right? Everything's going to crash. All this monetary system, it's on its way down. They're going to try to bring up some digital currency, and they're going to try to put us under total tyranny. All right? Do we want to do that? Are we going to cooperate with that? Are we going to get into compliance with what they want? Because that's what they're counting on, is our voluntary compliance with it. Me, I'm not going to do it. Okay? I've had enough. All right? I've learned the law. And when the law doesn't work, when the First Amendment doesn't work, well, what comes after 1? Okay? So the bottom line is where are you at? You're going to let them teach your kids this crap that they're trying to teach you in school? Huh? You're going to put up with all of this crap that they're trying to do to you, this high gas prices. They're doing this to us on purpose. They're trying to break us. All right? There's millions of guns out there. There's millions of people behind those guns. It's time to stand up. It's time to tell these people enough is enough on paper, and when the paper don't work anymore, when the First Amendment doesn't work, we not only have a right, we have a duty. to stand up. Enough is enough. Okay? They've come in and they've pulled their color revolution. All right? But they've used corporations and agencies that don't lawfully exist to eat out our existence. How long are we going to put up with it? We have rights that are given to us by God, and only God can take them. I'll tell you something, people. We came here to die. We ain't getting out of this life alive. And we're not taking anything with us except what we have in our heart and what we have right here, our knowledge. And it's how we keep our word and use what we have in our heart and our knowledge, as to which makes us either a good person or, say, a piece of crap. All right? So, it's up to you. Look at yourself in the mirror. Can you respect what you see? You're tied up in this life to the point you can't get out of it because to keep your lifestyle, they've twisted you to the point you're stuck. But you're only stuck if you want to be stuck. If we all stood up and told them to go, stood up and told them to go correct themselves, let's just put it that way. What could they do? They're going to throw us all in jail? No, we outnumber. Even if you don't own a gun, you own a baseball bat. You know what I mean? That can bring light to some people. See, it's time we stand up. It's time that we understand that we came here to have this experience that we're having, but we don't have to have it their way. Okay? This ain't Burger King. They don't get it their way. All right? They only get it their way as if we allow their way to happen. And me personally, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. All right? I understand what tyranny is about. Okay? I've felt their system. I've dealt with their system. And, they railroaded me into prison. And I got my way out just to find out that this is nothing but a bigger prison yard. The administration's the same. The guards are the same. Okay? So, what do you want to do? You want to continue in this prison? Or do you want to come together and stand up and tell them enough is enough? There are methods and there are ways of dealing with this on paper. And if enough people start to take the opportunity to utilize the tools that they have at their disposal to deal with this stuff on paper, you won't have to go kinetic. Because, like I say, we outnumber, and they count on our voluntary compliance, just like us paying voluntary taxes. That's why they're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. All right. Hey, if we don't pay them, if we don't pay their corporation, they can't fund shit. All right. Period. In the Republic, there is no property taxes. The property taxes came in with the 1879 Constitution, and that the effective date that took, the date that Constitution took effect was repealed November 8th, 1960. Okay? And they know this. So continuing, if you go look on the internet right now, they use that as their scope of authority. If you go look right now, that's what they're under. They're operating under the 1879 Constitution, even though the effective date was repealed. That means that the whole Constitution was repealed. That means that they're knowingly creating a system of constructive fraud that they're using against you to create these statutes, codes, regulations, ordinances, and actually eat out your existence. Okay? These taxes and everything else. People, don't you realize that you're paying a 30-year mortgage on a piece of paper in the drawer of the assessor's office because you bought the assessor's parcel and that only exists in a drawer on a piece of paper? They're screwing you every which way from Sunday. Okay? Do some research. But it's time that we stand up. It's time that we say enough is enough. Okay? We're not going to put up with it anymore. And anybody doesn't like it. Okay? Well, this country was created, especially California, it was admitted as a nation state under the law of nations before it even got broke into a government. All right. So it's all about going back to the very basics, making the old new again, going back to the nuclear family and pushing all this other crap right off into the ocean where it belongs, in the water jurisdiction, and tell them to swim 200 miles that way. I think that's where the line is on our jurisdiction. You know what I mean? But for real, people, I just wanted to do this and tell you all, go look at yourself in the mirror. Can you respect what you see? Can you respect everything that's going on around you? Because you're allowing it. It's you, not somebody. You say somebody should do something about it, look in the mirror, homie. You're somebody. Or you're nobody. One of the two. Be that somebody that needs to do something about it. Stand up. Get with other people of like mind. Stand up. And do what you got to do to bring about the guaranteed republic that was given to us by our founders and God. We are one nation under God, not one nation under the assessor. Okay? And these people are making these false claims under a corporate jurisdiction just because it sounds like the original. And they didn't tell you this. That's fraud. Fraud vitiates everything. You can have fun with that. Fraud vitiates everything because there isn't a lawful contract that's been made since 1933 and they took the gold. There is no substance behind the Federal Reserve notes, the private money of a private corporation, to substantiate or uphold the contract. Substance for substance is one of the things that's required for a valid contract. So it becomes agreements and adhesion contracts under the UCC. All right, those ain't valid unless you agree to them. So quit agreeing to this stuff. Tell them enough is enough. If everybody told them enough is enough, and the fact that their ability to collect taxes was repealed in 1960, they'd have a hard time funding the corporate mercenaries that are coming and knocking on your door and eating out your existence. Anyway, I thank you for listening to me, and I hope that this helps you to stand up. Thank you.